Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IAS. In this series, we are discussing the previous year questions of UPSC prelims examination, and you know that the previous year questions are very important because it gives you an insight how UPSC is asking questions from different areas. Okay, and today we are going to take some questions from medieval history. Okay, many of you may be leaving medieval history without reading it, but I would say, like, if you put little effort in reading medieval history, you will be able to answer most of the questions that are asked from this particular section. So now let us see the topics that I am going to cover through questions today. Okay, so today we are going to cover questions from the following topics. One of the topic is related to the terms that were used in the medieval period. Then the second topic is from the kingdoms of the medieval times. Okay, we are going to understand some kingdoms from the medieval times. Then we are going to understand about states and regions of the medieval period. Okay, then we are going to take a question from the economic history of medieval India. And at last we are going to understand some issues related to Buddhism. Okay, so all these topics are covered under this particular subheading of the prelim syllabus that says History of India and Indian National Movement. Okay, so with this, now let us take the first question for the day. Okay, so this question was asked by UPSC in the year of 2016. Okay, if I tell you about the nature of this particular question, this is a highly factual question. I would say this is a highly factual question. Okay, this is a factual question. Okay, and if I have to rate this question as easy, moderate or difficult, so this is a question that can be termed as moderate, or it can also be termed as difficult, because many of you may not be reading, giving so much importance in factual details. Okay, so let us now read this question and we will try to answer this question. Okay, so question it says, in the context of the history of India, consider the following pairs. Okay, so on one side they have given some terminologies that were used in the medieval period, and on the right side they have given the descriptions related to these terminologies. What we have to find in this question, we have to find like which of these pairs are correctly matched, means like whether this term actually correlates with the description that is given. So we have to identify them and then we have to answer this question. Okay, so we can use a technique that is known as elimination technique to answer such questions. So let us see the first term. It says Aripatti. Okay, so Aripatti, what is Aripatti? They have given a description. It says land, revenue from which was set apart for the maintenance of the village tank. Okay, so if I talk about like what is Aripatti, basically Aripatti was a land. Okay, so it was a land, like so let's consider. Okay, so first of all we need to understand that this particular term was used during the Pallava dynasty period. Okay, it was used during the Pallava dynasty. Okay, so what used to happen, let's consider this is a piece of land. Okay, and from this particular piece of land the state was getting some revenue. Okay, state was getting some revenue, and the revenue that was collected from this particular land, it was used for a purpose. What was that purpose? It was used for the maintenance of the village tank, like. Okay, so Aripatti was a land. From here the state used to get revenue, and that particular revenue was earmarked for the maintenance of the village tank. Okay, so that's why statement 1, like the first pair is correctly matched. If we talk about the second pair, okay, second pair says Tanures. Okay, Tanures. So it says villages donated to a single Brahmin or a group of Brahmins. Okay, this is incorrect. Okay, this is incorrect. So Tanures were very large villages, and these villages were administrative units under the Cholas. Okay, so Tanures were very large villages. Okay, they were very large villages, and these villages were administered directly by the Cholas. Okay, so that's why second statement is incorrect. These were not small villages that were granted to Brahmins or a group of Brahmins. So first is right, second is incorrect. So if I have to eliminate some option, I can eliminate option B, because option B does not have 1, and option then if I eliminate those options that have 2, okay, A option has 2, C option has 2, so A and C are also eliminated. It means correct answer for this question is option D. Okay, option D. Why? Because 1 is correct. Okay, and then if we read the third statement, it says Ghatika. What are Ghatikas? Ghatikas were, educational places. Means like Ghatikas were similar to the colleges and they were attached to the temples. So that's why third is also right. So 1 and 3 are correct. Correct answer for this question is option D. As I already said, this is a highly factual question. If you know these terms, you should, attempt these questions, otherwise you can leave these questions. Okay. So with this, now let us take another question. Okay. So this question was asked by UPSC in the year of 2015. Okay. When did UPSC ask this question? In the year of 2015. Now let us read this question. It says, who of the following founded a new city on the south bank of a tributary of river Krishna and undertook to rule his new kingdom as the agent of a deity to whom all the land of south of the river Krishna was supposed to belong? Okay. Here now we need to understand this question is, okay, this question is a factual question, but it needs you to have some understanding about the nature of the kingdom in the South India. Okay. So this is, this is a mixture of conceptual and factual. Okay. It is, to some extent it is factual, but like there is a concept also associated with this. And if I have to rate this question as easy, moderate or difficult, I would say it is an easy question, or for some of you it may be rated as a moderate question. Okay, it may be rated as a moderate question. Okay, so here we need to understand that, here they are talking about a river which is Krishna river, and to the south of the river they are talking about that, there was a ruler who has founded a city. And so if I talk about the history of this particular thing, so Harihara 1 and Bukka 1. Okay, so there were two people, Harihara 1 and Bukka 1. So these were two people who, what they did, so these two people actually, these two people have founded a city that is known as Hampi. Okay, they founded a city known as Hampi, and then they started ruling over this particular city, and they later on, developed a kingdom also, okay, which is Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, so they founded a city which is known as Hampi, okay, in the, region south of this Krishna river. And later on you can, learn about Harihara and Bukka. So they were the rulers of the 14th century, okay, 14th century AD. Okay, they were rulers of 14th century AD. So these two people, okay, they have founded a city, and then later on they have developed this as kingdom. Okay, initially like they used to rule from the city of Hampi itself. Later on their kingdom has extended to the extreme south point of India. Okay, so to the extreme south point of India. If I draw a map of the southern portion of India, it would look like this. And if I draw a river Krishna, okay, so Krishna river actually flows through the state of Karnataka. Okay, it flows through the state of Karnataka. And if I talk about, the deity in the name of whom like they have ruled this particular, kingdom, so that name of the deity was Virupaksha. Okay, name of the deity is Virupaksha. Okay, and there was a temple also that is known as Virupaksha temple, and this Virupaksha temple dates back, okay, dates back even, earlier than this particular dynasty that was established by Harihara and Bukka. Okay, so that's why correct answer for this question is option C. Okay, option C is the right answer for this question. So having understood this, now let us take another question. Okay, so this question was asked by UPSC in the year of 2015. Okay, When did UPSC ask? 2015. And if I talk about nature of this question, this is again a factual question. Okay, this is a factual question. And if I say this is easy, moderate or difficult, I would say it is a moderate level of question. It is not that difficult, okay, it is not very easy also. You have to apply some brain to actually approach the right answer. So now let us read this question. It says, consider the following pairs. On one side they have given medieval Indian state, on the other side they have talked about present region, okay. So here they have discussed about Champaka, Durgara, Kuluta, okay. So these were the states of the medieval India, okay. States like in the modern days we have states like Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, like that, Karnataka, okay, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, like that. So there in the medieval period they used to have states, okay. And so where are these states located? States of medieval period. So if I talk about Champaka, so Champaka is present day Chamba, okay. So if I talk about Champaka, okay, Champaka represents present day Chamba district. And where is this Chamba district located? It is located in the state of Himachal Pradesh, okay. It is located in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Where is Himachal Pradesh located? It is located in the northern portion of India, okay. So it is located in the northern portion of India. So it is not in the central India, okay. So that's why statement 1 is incorrect, means like the first is incorrect. So if first is incorrect, we can eliminate option A, okay. Why? Because it has 1 and 2. We can eliminate option C also. Why? Because it has 1 and 3. Now let us read the second one, okay. Second one, it says Durgara, okay. Durgara and Jammu, okay. So Durgara actually Durgara was a place that was located in present day Jammu and Kashmir state. So Durgara actually represents Jammu. So that's why second is correct. It means option B is the right answer, okay. If I see the third one, Kuluta, okay. Kuluta, here it is written as Malabar. As you know, like Malabar is in the southern portion of India, okay. Malabar is located somewhere here, okay, somewhere here. So like this is the location of Malabar. But if I talk about Kuluta, Kuluta is the Kullu district of present Himachal Pradesh, okay. Kuluta means Kullu district. It is in the present Himachal Pradesh. So that's why third is incorrect, okay. So correct answer for this question is option B, okay. So having understood this, let us take another question, okay. So this question was asked by UPSC in the year of 2016 again. So let us read this question. It says, with reference to the economic history of medieval India, the term Araghatta refers to, okay. So what is Araghatta, okay, what does Araghatta refer to, okay. So let us understand here. So Araghatta was basically used to represent water wheel that is used for irrigation of land, okay. So Araghatta was a water wheel that is used for irrigation of land. So correct answer for this question is option C, okay. So we don't have to read all other options. If you know the exact meaning of Araghatta, okay. So Araghatta means like in the earlier question I discussed like a word can be converted. So here Ara means spoke, okay, and Ghatta means wheel, not wheel, it means pot, okay. So this is the exact meaning of Araghatta, okay. So here correct answer for this question is option C, watershed used in irrigation of land, okay. So with this, now let us move to the next question for the day, okay. So this question was asked by UPSC in the year of 2010. Let us read this question. It says, why did Buddhism start declining in India in the early medieval times, okay. So what was the reason for decline of Buddhism in the early medieval times? We have to find out that reason, okay. So let us read these statements and we will try to answer this question. So Buddha was by that time considered as one of the incarnations of Vishnu and thus became a part of Vaishnavism. Okay. So as you know that Buddhism started as a separate religion. Okay. So Buddha himself was a follower of Alara Kalam. Okay. So Buddha, when we talk about Lord Buddha, okay, during his early times when he renunciated his home, when he left his home, then he became, okay, he became disciple of Alara Kalam. Okay, and this Alara Kalam used to come from Shramana tradition. Okay, he used to come from Shramana tradition, and people from Shramana tradition, they were not the followers of Brahminical religion. So they were not the followers of Brahminical religion. So like Buddha himself, okay, he himself attained enlightenment. He imparted this enlightenment to other people. Okay, so Buddha himself did not follow any particular religion specifically, but later on there has been writings by different authors, okay, from the Brahminical religion. They said that Buddha was the 10th incarnation, okay, he was the 10th incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and Buddha was given the title of Dashavtar, means like it is the 10th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So that's why Buddhism in itself, okay, Buddhism was included into the Hinduism religion. Okay, so that's why first statement is correct, because Buddhism, why Buddhism started declining, because Buddhism was started being considered as a part of Hinduism itself. That was one reason. Apart from this, during the medieval period, what used to happen, the Mahayana Buddhism, okay, when we talk about Buddhism, the Mahayana Buddhism started to have lot of ritualistic practices. Okay, so because of this also the Buddhism started declining. Okay, so that's why statement 1 is correct. If I talk about second statement, okay, so 1 is correct, it means we can eliminate option C. If I talk about second statement, it says the invading tribes from the Central Asia till the time of last Gupta king adopted Hinduism and persecuted Buddhists. This is incorrect. Okay, so those tribes like Hunas etc., who invaded the northern portion of India. So although they might have adopted Hinduism, but they did not persecute Buddhists. Okay, so most of these tribes from the central India, they actually patronized Buddhism. They themselves patronized Buddhism to a great extent. So they did not persecute Buddhism. Okay, so that's why they were not one of the reason for the decline of Buddhism. Okay, they were not one of the reason for decline of Buddhism. So second is incorrect. Okay, second is incorrect means we can eliminate option D also. Now let us read the third statement. It says the kings of Gupta dynasty were strongly opposed to Buddhism. Okay, here we need to understand that the kings of Gupta dynasty, okay, were not strongly opposed to the Buddhism. Many of the kings of the Gupta dynasty were the patrons of the Buddhism. Okay, many of the kings of Gupta dynasty. So that's why option B is also incorrect, and correct answer for this question is option A, 1 only. Okay. So with this we have come to an end of today's session. Thank you so much everyone for attending this session. I hope you have a great day ahead.
Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.